Alright then, welcome back. Oh my goodness, I need a flipping chair, man. I don't know what leg is falling out. Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to, I guess you could say, I did a live reaction to the Champions League draw. This is going to be Champions League predictions as to who I think is going to qualify from each group. We're going to take a look at Chelsea's group, and it's Group H, so that's going to be towards the end of the video. First things first, we're going to take a look through the rest of the groups. There is definitely a group of death in there, which Slavia Prague are unfortunately probably going to be on the other end of a few Champions League whoopings. Let's say that it's very likely that Slavia Prague's Champions League campaign is probably going to end in December. I've got a shirt on the wall today, which is Benson, and then number 8. I actually designed this shirt myself, which is quite cool. I was in Paris for the Euros with Nike, and I made this kit. So if you like it, you can't buy it, sadly. It's not on sale. Just thought it was quite cool. I'll show you. Yeah, pretty decent. Thought I'd put the Arc de Triomphe in there. Got a football. I'm English. I'll put an England flag there. It's pretty damn standard. Change things around a little bit in the office. Thought, because it's a Champions League video, not a Premier League video, we'll do something a little bit different. Group A is a tough one if you're Club Brugge and Galatasaray. It's Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Club Brugge of Belgium, and Galatasaray of Turkey. Now, as of all of the pot 4 teams, I really wanted to get Galatasaray. If you look at Chelsea's group of Ajax, Valencia, add Galatasaray into that, we're talking about 3 of the best atmospheres in Europe. Galatasaray, always going to be a difficult place to go, particularly away from home, even for PSG. In Group A, I'm going to start at the bottom. I think Club Brugge, sadly, they're going to be bottom of the table. I think Galatasaray will finish 3rd, but I think they will give Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid some tricky games, whether that is in Turkey and Istanbul, or if it is away from home. Galatasaray won't be easy to beat. I think PSG are going to win the group. I think Real Madrid have got a lot of injuries. I think they might struggle in the early matches in this group, and I think PSG will actually do better in the games against Real Madrid. So PSG top and Real Madrid 2nd. So Group B is Tottenham's group. Bayern Munich, Spurs, Olympiacos, and Zvezda from Serbia. This is not an easy group for Tottenham. They might be looking at this thinking, it's fine, we've got Olympiacos. A trip to Greece and a trip to Serbia on a Champions League night, particularly if you start seeing it in November and December, it could become a very hostile place for Tottenham to go. Bayern Munich look a lot stronger this year as well. They've got Philippe Coutinho, who's got Champions League pedigree in their midfield as well now, so they're going to be a lot stronger this season, and I think Spurs could struggle in this group. I've not been fully impressed with Maurizio Pochettino's Tottenham in the opening 3 matches of the Premier League season. However, I do think they'll qualify from this group. I'm going to stick Zvezda in 3rd, Olympiacos bottom of the group, Spurs 2nd, and Bayern top. So Group C, I mean, for goodness, when are Manchester City not going to get an easy draw? I don't want to sit here and fuel the agenda that, well, I kind of do actually. It's becoming a little bit tedious now. Man City, Shakhtar Donetsk, Dynamo Zagreb, and Atalanta of Italy. I was just looking behind the camera to remind myself of Manchester City's very easy group. I'm going to put it straight to the point. I've got a funny feeling Atalanta are going to surprise people in this group. I think they're going to come 2nd, Shakhtar Donetsk 3rd, Dynamo Zagreb 4th, and Manchester City 1st. Who'd have thought it? So Group D is going to be a very, very tricky one. As soon as you start to stick a Russian team into a group, it's never going to be easy because the Russian away games are always very difficult for the European big boys. We've got Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, and Lokomotiv Moscow. This is a very good group. I think there's some very good footballing teams in there. Bayer Leverkusen are not going to be easy to beat, and I'm looking at all of these groups and I'm trying to think of where I believe there could be a surprise. And sadly in this group, I think it is going to be plain and simply in order of the way that the teams came out of the pots. Juventus top, Atletico 2nd, Bayer Leverkusen 3rd, and Lokomotiv Moscow in 4th. However, I don't think there's any whooping boys in this group. I don't expect Lokomotiv Moscow to get absolutely battered, even away from home at Juventus and Atletico. I think Bayer Leverkusen will win both the matches. I don't actually see Lokomotiv Moscow getting any points, if I'm being honest, but I don't think they're going to be as bad as 6 games played and 6 losses may suggest. A, B, C, and D is known as the red side of the draw. You move into Group E, F, G, and H, it's known as the blue side of the draw. So Liverpool miss out on the red side of the draw. They're in the blue side with Napoli, Salzburg, and Genk of Belgium. I think Genk were the team that pretty much everybody wanted to get from pot number 4. Napoli's obviously going to be tough, but Liverpool got the better of them last season. And Salzburg of Austria. We saw Chelsea play against Salzburg. I don't think there's going to be any issues for Liverpool in this group. And again, similarly to Group D, me, I fully expect it to go Liverpool, Napoli, Salzburg and Genk. I don't think there's going to be any change in that. I think Liverpool can probably expect to win the majority of the matches. I think the tricky one will obviously be the away game in Naples. It's never a nice place to go in terms of that hostile atmosphere. And Napoli are always a very difficult team to beat. Under Carlo Ancelotti, they'll definitely be looking to get out of the group this season. Let's move into Group F, the group of death. Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Antonio Conte's Inter Milan that look a very, very decent outfit this season, and Slavia Prague. Now, I might actually pick something which goes against the contrary of pot 1, 2, 3 and 4 finishing in the same positions. I think there's not very many in the Champions League draw this season where I'd have shifted teams into different pots. You look at maybe Zenit in pot number 1 and then you've got Real Madrid in pot number 2, but there's nothing you can do about that. It's just the way it goes. Move Slavia Prague out the way for a second. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. They're most likely to finish fourth. Of course, this is just a prediction. They might win the Champions League this year, and then everyone will link this fool George Benson's video come May, but they're going to finish fourth. And I believe that Inter Milan, Antonio Conte, he knows what he's doing. He's a very, very well-proven manager in Serie A. He's made some great signings for Inter, and they're looking like a real force again. Maybe they can challenge Juventus for the title this season. That's still yet to be seen. Dortmund also look really good. I think they're going to challenge Bayern Munich, as they always do, but Bayern end up coming out on top. I think Dortmund are going to go out. I think Dortmund are going to go into the Europa League and probably end up winning the Europa League. Dortmund in third, Antonio Conte's Inter Milan in second, and Lionel Messi and Barcelona winning Group F. Zenit, Benfica, Lyon and Leipzig. I mean, if anyone would have looked at me and said to me, pot 1, 2, 3 and 4, it's in the order in which I just said them, you could have just swapped it around completely. And any of these teams, in my opinion, could have been in any of the other pots. I think Zenit and Lyon are probably the two strongest. Obviously, Benfica are very good as well. There's no Porto in this season's Champions League. They didn't qualify. If everyone's looking at this one on paper, most people would probably say it's the least exciting because there isn't any of the real big teams in there. However, I think anybody can win this group, and I genuinely feel as though each and every team within this group, no matter what tier and pot they came out of, will be looking at this as a winnable group. The way I'm going to score it is I think Lyon are going to win the group. I think Benfica are going to come second. I think Zenit will come third, and then Leipzig will come bottom. I think this could honestly go any way, and I've probably got it wrong. I normally predict things wrong, to be honest. My Premier League predictions are usually awful. I don't know how to call this group, but Lyon top, Benfica second, Zenit third, and Leipzig fourth. Now, the moment you've probably all been waiting for is my actual reaction to Chelsea's Champions League group. We've got Ajax, Valencia, and Lille of France. We've got 3 very good away days. I think there are definitely a lot of things to look at for Chelsea in terms of positives for this. There's going to be some exciting away matchday vlogs that you guys are going to be able to enjoy. We got Amsterdam. That's going to be a cracker. We got the south of Spain. We go to Valencia and Lille. Never been there before. It's going to be a fun one to go to as well. The second thing we got to look at is in terms of conserving our fitness and not going too far away. Sometimes if you go to Russia or Ukraine or anywhere in Eastern Europe, you're looking at a time difference and you're looking at an away match that will definitely impact the fitness and the aliveness, I guess you could say, of our players come the fixture that we play at the weekend. We don't have any matches that are going to be played any more than 1,000 miles away from home. Valencia is the furthest away. Ajax is literally just across the water through The Hague and then across to Amsterdam. That one's going to be easy. Lille's in France. That's pretty much next door as well, just across the English Channel. And then Valencia a little bit further, but it's still Spain. An hour in front is as far as we'll go. So in that respect, it's also a very good draw. If we're also talking about missing Ajax last season and getting them at a much better time, Ajax are not the same team that they were last season. They lost Matthijs de Ligt, they lost Frenkie de Jong. Yes, they've still got some absolutely brilliant players, and it's going to be a very tricky game to go to the Johan Cruyff Arena and pick up 3 points. Valencia, I think they're still playing at the Mestalla. I hope they are, because it's a stadium I've always wanted to go to, and I've never made it there yet. Valencia has always been somewhere I want to go, and then Lille as well. They're a decent side, but I fully expect Chelsea to be able to pick up wins home and away against all of these teams. I'm not going to make as bold of a statement and say Chelsea to win the group with 18 points out of a possible 18. I think that if we can get a couple of draws away at Ajax, away at Valencia, stick a win away at Lille, and then try our best to win all the home games, we'll be looking very comfortable at the top of this group. So I'm going to go with Valencia in fourth. I don't think they're going to be that great this season. I think Lille are going to surprise people and finish in the Europa League spot. Ajax in second, Chelsea to win the group. This is not an easy group, don't get me wrong. I'm saying here with confidence that I feel as though Chelsea can go through the 6 matches in this group, home and away, without losing a game. I do firmly believe that, and that is at no disrespect to any of the opponents that we're going to face. And Ajax on their day can certainly beat us. Valencia on their day can certainly beat us, and Lille are not a bad side either. I just feel when I look at this Chelsea team, and I said it before, I get some similar vibes to what we had from Ajax last season, where it's a young team, it's a creative team. I feel as though there are a lot of similarities in this young Chelsea side compared to the young Ajax team that we saw so successfully last season. So I think Chelsea are going to win the group. I think that it's a great feeling, of course, to be back in the Champions League. It's a no-brainer. So glad we're back in the Champions League. Last year, the Europa League was fun. I went to Borisov in Belarus and it was freezing cold. Took a trip to Budapest as well for Vidi, and then I didn't go to Greece, which I wanted to go to Greece. I've never been to Greece before, but I didn't go to that one. Obviously, the step up in the competition this year is going to be extremely high. We were quite lucky in our Europa League draw last season. No disrespect to Frankfurt, but Eintracht Frankfurt in the semi-finals of a European competition isn't quite Barcelona, it's not quite Real Madrid, and I do think Chelsea will get to the last 16 this season. And as soon as you get to the knockout rounds, and if Chelsea are involved, no one expected us to win the Champions League in 2012. The odds were stacked against us. Andre Villas-Boas takes his blue boys to Napoli. We get battered, we lose 3-1. Juan Mata takes that crucial away goal, and the rest is Branislav Ivanovic, Didier Drogba and the boys doing it at home to Napoli. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm confident Chelsea can win the Champions League. However, I'm very happy with the group draw. I definitely think we can get out of it. I definitely think we can win it. And I think if you asked any team in Europe, do they want to face Chelsea in a knockout Champions League fixture or any European knockout fixture, I guarantee you they'll say no. So who knows? I think we could go to the quarters, and then when you get to the quarters, if you get a bit of luck on your side, maybe the semis, and then everyone's dreaming of a final. I know that if I make a statement like Chelsea are going to win the Champions League, I wouldn't just be doing it for views and for clickbait. I'm not going to say that. I think that the quarterfinals this year in the Champions League would be a fantastic achievement with Frank Lampard's first season managing in the competition. Obviously, let's not get too carried away. It's still a season of transition. It's still a season where expectations are always high at Chelsea, but they may be slightly dipped compared to normal due to the transfer ban, giving Frank that time that we've all spoken about. However, we've got to get out of this group, get to the knockout rounds, and we'll all see what happens there. So yeah, that's my thought on the Champions League group stage. I think there's some decent games in there. Definitely Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid. I'm going to try to get to as many Champions League matches as I can this season. I want to do the home and aways for Chelsea, but not only that, I'm thinking of doing a cool little series where if Chelsea are playing on the Wednesday, maybe I can go to a match on the Tuesday night and then drive to the game on the Wednesday or vice versa. I don't know. Let me know if those kind of travel football videos are something you want to see more of on the channel. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. I'm probably not going to do predictions every single week for the Champions League. I'll probably just do a preview for Chelsea's matches in the group stages, whether it's against Lille, Ajax or Valencia, and then I'll mention the other games in our group and some of the standout fixtures of the week in the Champions League. There will be Champions League content coming from me, the best match vlogs that I can possibly bring out for you. Thank you guys for watching. Chelsea versus Sheffield United preview to come out next. I will see you in that video later. Goodbye.